Good morning, class. Welcome to this session of Strategic Financial Management. In our previous classes, we were discussing regarding project planning and analysis. I hope you have not forgotten what we had discussed. So, what I suggest is that anymore start maintaining a notebook. Now, whatever we discuss, whatever point you think would be helpful for you in understanding the subject and in attempting your examination, please start making points of that and keep it safe. Definitely, the notes would be circulated from my side, but then it would be helpful if you yourself make a point book for future years. And one more thing I would like to tell is that anymore, I would not tell you at what time I will take down the attendance of your class. So please be present for the entire session. And those who have genuine network issues, please drop a message in your WhatsApp Strategic Financial Management group, not to my personal account, but for your group. Now, before we shall move further, we shall just try to, remember what we had discussed earlier. Now, speaking about this project, now for that matter, any project. Now, a project is, you know, a planned set of tasks. Now, all these tasks would be interrelated. That is to tell, if the entire project has to complete, each of these tasks has to be completed. When every task is completed, which are interrelated to each other, then the project would be called as a complete project, and there would be a certain fixed period, and also some amount would be fixed within which the project has to be completed. So whenever we speak of the project and the cost in that, it is regarded as two major limitations that we'll have to face in completion of a project. Okay, and normally these projects would be a temporary task that would be undertaken. Now it is temporary because each of the project would be different from one another. Unlike our consumer goods or consumable goods, it is not of a standard size, shape, or a standard product which can be produced over and over again and again with the same specific size, color, or things. And hence, a project would usually be a temporary endeavor. Now, these contemporary business and science treat any project as undertaking carried out individually, or it can be a collaborative, and these projects usually involves research and design, and which would be carefully planned by a project team, and which has to be, as we discussed earlier, completed within a particular time and for a particular reason or aim. Now, regarding project planning, we had discussed that project planning is nothing but a discipline. Now, this particular discipline, for that matter, states how a particular project has to be completed and with the given time frame or a given fixed cost. Now, usually this Project planning defines stages and also it allocates the resources that are available. Now, usually, the things that are taken under this project planning would be usually first they would set the objects, then they would identify the deliverables, then they plan the schedule, and later on to complete this schedule they would come up with supportive plans. Later we discussed regarding project management. Now, whenever we speak about project management, now this particular concept is nothing but a body of knowledge which is concerned with the principles or the techniques and also the tools used to the planning of the project, controlling of the project, monitoring of the project, and also reviewing of the project. Now, in other words, this project management can also be, called as application of knowledge, for that matter, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirements. Now, if at all anybody wants any kind of repetition, as we discussed, you'll have to you'll have to just drop a message in the chat box so that I know you want the repetition of the concept. Now, speaking about project, a project is typically, has a distinct mission that would be designed to achieve and a clear termination point for the achievement of the mission. Now, this particular definition was given by Newman and some of the other research who had done research together. Now, moving forward, speaking about the concept of project and the project management, now this project has a wider meaning than what we just write it in our definition. Now, a project is usually accomplished by performing a set of activities. Now, for example, construction of house is basically a project. Now, the construction of house consists of many or hundreds of activities, like from beginning with the digging of foundation pits, construction of foundation, construction of walls, construction of roof, fixing of doors and windows, for that matter, even fixing of sanitary things and fixing of wiring, etc. Now, a person who has taken up this project, for him, there are chances that he would be able to do all the work, or there would be some part of the project which he'll have to outsource it. Now, another aspect of this project is that it is non-routine nature of activities. Now, each product is unique in the sense that the activities of the project are non-routine and also unique in nature. Now, it goes without telling that whichever project it is, a project will always consume resources. Now, the resources required for completing a project, usually if we have to name, it is nothing but men, material, money, and time. So we can, tell project as an organized program of, a predetermined group of activities that are non-routine in nature and that must be completed using the available resources within the given time limit. Now, speaking about the characteristics of a project, uh, a project will always have objective or what we call as a mission. Now, once this objective or the mission is complete, the project would be treated as completed project. Now, usually the projects have a life cycle. Now, this life cycle consists of 5 stages. First one is called as conception stage. Then the next stage is called as the definition stage. The third one is called as planning and organizing stage. The fourth one is called as implementation stage. And the last stage is called as commissioning stage. Now, one more special characteristics of project is that every project is unique and there can be no two projects which are similar in all aspects. Now, setting up a concrete plan and construction of a, you know, for that matter, if you take two projects, one would be for construction of a cement plant and one would be construction of a highway roads. Now these two are different projects and they will have different features. Now, a project is usually a teamwork and it normally consists of diverse areas or two areas. Now, there will be personal in the sense there will be people who would be specialized in their respective areas, and what matters the most is the coordination among the diverse areas and the teamwork that they would be having. Now, undoubtedly, a project is a complex set of activities which relates to diverse areas. And when we speak of a project, risk and uncertainty definitely goes hand in hand with the project. A risk-free project, it only means that the elements which are being used is not apparently visible on the surface and it will be always be hidden beneath. That is to tell, no matter for the eyes, it might feel that there is no any kind of risk or uncertainty, but there can be no project which would be free of these two aspects. Now, the next thing about the characteristics of project is that now a project is always customer specific. Now it is the customer who decides upon the product to be produced, or for that matter even the service that has to be offered, and hence it is the responsibility of any organization, be it a product oriented or a service oriented, to go for project or services that are according to the customer needs. Now, the next thing is that, whenever it is a project, now changes occur throughout the lifespan of a project, and this happens as a natural outcome of almost many of the environmental factors. Now, these changes may vary from a minute or a minor change, which may have, very, very less impact or the least impact or no impact on the project, to a major changes which may have a big impact or even may change the very nature of the project itself. And usually, whichever project it is, be it involves thousands of rupees, maybe it is involving billions of rupees. Now, a project is always aimed at optimum utilization of resources, and they do this with the main reason for the overall development of the organization. And when that happens, indirectly it is said that optimum utilization of resources would help in the development of economy. The optimum utilization of resources becomes important from two perspectives. One is that the resource available is less and it is limited in nature. And the second one is that there is a limitation on the fund that can be used to complete a project. Now, these two are the main reasons why a project will always try to do the optimum utilization of the resources that are available. Now, one more feature of this project is subcontracting. Now, that is to tell a high level of work in a project is done through contracts. Now, the more the complexity of the project, the more will be the extent of contracting. For that matter, we took the example of building a house. The same thing. Now, those who build the walls might not be well versed with carving the wooden windows, or for that matter any of tables or any of the designs that will be used in constructing a house. Now, these things might have to be outsourced, for that matter even wiring of the house. So a project, usually more the complex the project, more would be the subcontracting. Now, a project is complex set of thousands of varieties. Now, the varieties usually would be in terms of technology, equipment, and the materials that would be used, and also the people, machinery, culture, and others. So, a project can be called as unity in diversity. Then, speaking more about project, there are some of the sources from which our organization can identify the project. It can be done through performance of the existing project, from the availability of raw materials, from the availability of skilled labor. That is to tell, whenever you have more raw materials which could be used for a particular kind of project, you can easily take up those projects. For that matter, even the skilled labor. The more well versed your organization with these kind of resources, you can always take up those projects which are mainly concerned with such resources. And the next one is import or export statistics, the price trend, data from various sources, research laboratories, consumption which is being done abroad, identifying unified psychological needs. This is where the customer's needs and preferences are being considered, and organization goes for what is called as market research. And the source can also be plan outlets and government guidelines, the analysis of economic and social trend, and also possibility of reviewing sick units. Okay. Now, these are some of the sources of project identification. Those who want to take down can take it down. I'll give you a minute. Yes. Now, moving forward, there are some of the essentials. Now, this is just a point that has been made. It has not been specifically given anywhere. Now, there are some of the essentials which can be used to make any project work. Now, whenever we come up with a project, we should always remember that a plan is not only about schedule. There is much more to that. Now, there are chances that whatever has been scheduled, however it has been made, no matter how much research you have done, how much time you have allotted on that planning and you have come up with the best plan, there are chances that these plans sometimes may not work according to what we have written or planned. Sometimes some of the adjustment may be necessary along with along we work with the completion of the project. So we should always remember that it is just not about the schedule. And we should always remember the key concept of project planning fallacy. And also that, you know, it should be a way in which we should plan everything but also plan nothing. That is to tell, the plan should be flexible in nature. And we should know that this planning is iterative in nature. Now, the next thing is making promises. Now, that is to tell, whenever you come up with a deal or whenever you give word to one of your clients, see to that you take up only those projects which can be completed. That doesn't mean a company should only take up a easier project. Definitely, any organization should take up a challenging project, but the challenge should be such that which would be within the limits of the organization and which can be completed. And always we should know that whenever there is a group of people who come together to do any kind of work, there should be no any kind of plan which would be done alone, because that might lead to huge problems. Now, to explain further regarding that, this particular subject is strategic financial management and not principle of management or entrepreneurship. That's why I hope you know why a person should not plan alone. Moving forward, usually there are 4 stages in the project preparation. First one being pre-feasibility study. Next one is functional studies, or the studies what we call as supportive studies. Then comes the feasibility study, and at last it is detailed project analysis. Now, speaking about the pre-feasibility study. Now, this pre-feasibility study is used to determine, whether the project offers a promising investment opportunity. Now, this particular thing is very much necessary for an organization. Now, any organization which takes up this particular project would have taken with the main aim, so that whenever they invest some kind of resource, be it money, be it time, be it its human resource of the organization, they invest with the expectation that there would be certain amount of return from that particular project. And this return or this investment opportunity should be promising in nature. And no, this pre-feasibility study is done to determine whether there are any aspects of the project that requires in-depth investigation. Now, to tell in-depth investigation, it might be in terms of, market surveys. It could be in terms of laboratory tests, or it could also be in, pilot plant tests, or any kinds of other tests which would be necessary to decide whether we'll have to continue with the project or whether we'll have to drop it or whether any kind of changes are necessary. Now, this pre-feasibility study is also necessary from the point that the market potential for the selected product and the services, and also to know the competitors in the field and the market share, the market forecast, the trading practices in the industry. Now, to tell about trading practices in the industry, it might be in the terms of, pricing, credit, distribution, government control, and other such things. Now, this pre-feasibility study, the technologies available and the technologies which can be suited for the project would also be determined. And also the manufacturing facilities required in terms of plant and machinery will also be pre-decided, studied, and also investigated whether the organization has such things or whether the organization has to go up with, bringing new kind of requirements. Is it possible to complete the project or any other such related factors? Now, under this pre-feasibility study, the availability of cost and source of raw materials, the plant location, the plant capacity, even the manpower requirement in terms of labor, staff, management personnel, their availability, their cost, all this would be studied. Now, whenever we list all these things, this might seem a huge deal. But for a company or organization which would be very much well versed in doing this project, they would have a particular kind of plan or draft plan from which they would already know whether it is possible for their company to come up with this project or not. The next one is functional studies, or what we call as support study. Now, under this, usually the market study, the raw material study, the project location study, the plant size study, and equipment selection study. All these things should be done. The next one is feasibility. Now, under this you have technical feasibility, economic viability, commercial feasibility, and financial feasibility. Now, some of this we shall discuss in detail later on. And the last one under this is detailed project analysis. That is to tell right from the planning until whatever has to be completed, or once after the completion of the project, all would be planned and drafted under the last stage. The next one is project selection process. Now, this identification of a new project is definitely a complex problem. The project selection process starts with, generation of project ideas. Now, this is necessary in order to select the most promising project. Now, the entrepreneur needs to generate a few ideas about the possible project one can undertake. The project ideas as a process of identification of a project usually begins with, an analytical survey of the economy, or what we can also call as a pre-investment survey. Now, whenever the surveys and the studies are done, it will give us different ideas. Now, speaking about the selection process, the list is not exhaustive, the list is not fixed. It is just a normal list which is being usually followed by the organization. Now, usually the first one is the idea generation or generation of idea. Next one is environmental appraisal. Then comes the corporate appraisal. Then scouting for project ideas, preliminary screening, project rating index, and sources of positive net present value. Now, moving forward, the next concept is project life cycle. Now, a project's life cycle, a project, you should always remember that it is not a one shot activity. Now, even for that matter, even the shooting star or the stars which fall from the sky in our normal language, what we tell, even that particular star has a time and a lifespan. In the same way, project life cycle is spread over a period of time. Now, definitely there would be a unavoidable gestation period for the complex of activities involved to attain the objective that is there in the view of the organization. Now, this gestation period, however, varies from project to project, but it is possible to decrease, or in general term, the time facing of project planning activities common to most projects. Now, this period usually would be in stages. It would be in identification, initial formation, evaluation, final formation, implementation, and completion and operation. Now, until here, if I am not wrong, we had discussed. That's why I had just, try to refresh whatever we had discussed. From here on, let us discuss it in detail. Now, speaking about this, now development projects are expressly designed to solve the varied or the complex problems of the economics. Now, whether it is in the short run or it can also be in the long run. Now, the surveys or these in-depth studies would locate the problems, and the project planner will have to identify the projects that would solve the problems most effectively. Now, at this stage, we are concerned with the kind of action and also type of project that would be required in rather broad term, or in other words, the surveys and the studies will give us idea and throw up suggestions which would be worked out in detail later on and then evaluate objectively before we have to accept the project and implement it. Now, when we speak of this, a question might arise. If we do all these things, then what types of surveys and studies are to be undertaken? Now, to tell that the current socio-political economic situation has to be critically assessed. Now, it will also be necessary to review it in its historical perspective, necessitating the undertaking of a survey of the behavior and growth of the economy during the preceding dates or which has already been done. Now, on the basis of these past trends, extrapolation may be made of the future possible trends and tendencies. It can be short and long term. That is to tell, the past usually gives an idea of the future. But then there are other aspects such as might be the way of living changes, the customer needs and preference might changes, the government might intervene. Now all these things are also be and should also be taken a due consideration of. Now there are scientific techniques for doing this research. So which can be broadly grouped as forecasting methodology. But it is however not sufficient to view the social economic panorama on the historical prospects. So more detailed investigation usually and especially from the point of operational view would be called for respect of each of these project sectors. Now the next one is initial formation. Now identification, it is only just the beginning in the life cycle of a project. Now, having identified the prospective projects, the details of each project will have to be worked out and analyzed, and this has to be done in order to determine which of them could be suitable and which can be invested on. The next one is evaluation or project appraisal. In easier terms, it is done to do whether to select the project or reject the project. Now, after the socio-economic problems of an economy has been determined, or for that matter what we tell as for a project and development's objective and strategies are agreed, now a fixed or a concrete steps are to be taken. The main form this takes is that of formulating appropriate development projects to achieve plan objectives and meet the development needs of the economy. Now, the proposals relating to them usually are then put to the plan authorities for consideration and inclusion in the plan. Now these proposals, as as we discussed earlier, usually take studies like commercial viability, economic feasibility, financial feasibility, technical feasibility, and management. Now, the scope of scrutiny under each of this evaluation would necessarily, render their careful assessment and the examination of all possible alternative approaches. Now, the process almost invariably involves making decisions relating to technology, scale, location, costs, and benefits, and also time of completion, even the degree of risk, uncertainty, the financial viability, organization and management, availability of inputs, know-how, labor, etc. Now, the detailed analysis is set down in what is called as a feasibility report. Now, speaking more about this, now once a project has been appraised and approved, next step would be logically, appear to that of implementation. Now, this is, however, not necessarily be true. Now, if the approval is conditional to certain modifications being effected or for other reasons, such as availability of funds or availability of time, cost, the implementation stage will be reached only after these preconditions have been fulfilled. Now, project formulation divides the process of project development usually into 8 distinct and sequel stages. It is general information, project description, market potential, capital costs and sources of finance, assessment of working capital requirement, other financial aspects which are concerned with the management, and economic and social variables. Then comes the project implementation. So last but not least, every entrepreneur should draw an implementation timetable for his or her project. Now the network having been prepared, the project authorities are now ready to take the main task of the implementation of project. Now to begin with, successful implementation will depend on how well the network have been designed. But then during the course of implementation, many factors would arise which cannot be anticipated or adequately taken note in advance and built into the initial network. Now, a number of network techniques have been developed for project implementation. Some of them can be PERT, CPM, graphical evaluation and review technique, or GERT, what we call as workshop analysis, scheduling program, and line of balance, or LOB, what we call it. The last one is project completion. Now it is often debated as to the point at which the project life cycle is completed. The cycle is